How do you build a legacy? One day at a time, one race at a time, one lap at a time. In 2025, Niece Motorsports celebrates its 10th season in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. The team was founded by Al Niece, a businessman and a veteran of the United States Marine Corps, serving in Vietnam. Let us introduce you to the members of the new ownership group, leading the team into the next decade. This is Josh Morris, Greg Fowler, and Jason Wilson.
Jason Wilson, I'm the Vice President of Precision Vehicle Logistics. I got connected with Niece, I think in 2020 through the host of ours. He knew his uncle or his cousin, and we did business with them in our Monday through Friday life. And then he invited me to the racetrack. I think the first one we came to with Premier was the company that we are partners with in the business world. Charlotte, that's what it was. It was Charlotte Motor Speedway, and obviously, you know, that was a big deal for me. Garage access and all that kind of stuff kind of took me back to when I was a kid and whatnot. And so yeah, that's kind of how I got introduced to Niece as the team was through Carson and his family, and yeah, here we are today. You know, my brain works a little bit differently, right? Like most people will tell you that, oh, I just love racing, and now I've got a position within my company that I have some say in how we, you know, market ourselves or create brand recognition or whatnot. That's the easy answer, right? I'm Vice President of Precision Vehicle Logistics. I've been introduced to a race team. Racing has been my passion as a fan for a long time. We want to be a part of it. When I say we, Precision, that kind of was the first initial thought. But then the thought process beyond that was how to create tangible synergies between all of the partners and the community that's in the NASCAR garage, and what we do, Precision Vehicle Logistics as a contractor for the OEMs. And the thought process was really, if Ford and GM and Stellantis are showing up to the racetrack every week, and this is where they kind of do their brand recognition, and this is where their partners come to hang out, and it's a community that tries to support each other. It made sense to me because I am a direct connection to the OEMs and their finished vehicle logistics network. And so, yeah, beyond just the brand recognition initiative, it was about how to create partnerships and synergies with the other partners in the garage to ultimately help our customers, which is General Motors and Ford. There is a number of different reasons as to why Niece, right? Obviously, that was kind of the introduction that I was given through the host of ours. This is where he raced, and so. But I promise you that nobody in that garage would have turned down my money if I would have been in other directions. The difference is how Niece carries themselves at the track, in their shop, and on an everyday basis. What I recognized early on was that the organization kind of carried themselves like we do up in Detroit. And I'm not saying that in a negative way to people outside of that area or whatnot, but more so to the fact that the team was, you know, behaves and carries themselves as a blue collar mentality, nose to the ground, grind it out, work hard. Results will come out of hard dedication and work. And so that's how Precision Vehicle Logistics carries themselves. That's how all of our partners carry themselves in our world. And so it just made sense that from an interaction standpoint and a stewardship that needs to be for Precision Vehicle Logistics, it just makes sense.
A couple years ago in Phoenix, I was introduced to Jason Wilson, the Vice President of PVL, Precision Vehicle Logistics. Hit it off right off the bat, like talk about a blue collar individual who worked his tail off, built a great company with some acquaintances and friends of his, and a guy that shares the same passion and love for racing as I do. And it was easy. It was instant. Like, let's do this, this, and this. We got to get to here, here, and here. And we set out on a path and we worked together. He loves dirt late models as much as I do. And we went to the Dome race in St. Louis. We got a suite, and his wife come along, Elizabeth, and now she loves dirt late models thanks to us. And really, that was the gas that went on the fire that Jason was already burning on the motorsports side. And I'm thankful that it was with us, with me. I consider him a really close friend now. It's been several years that we've gotten to know each other. We talk almost daily now. He's been a great, lifeline for me. The guy I can call up that gets it at a corporate level, that gets it at a fundamental gentleman's agreement level, and understands racing, and that it is all just black and white. There's nothing about racing or this industry that is like any other business. It's very niche. It's very delicate, and he understands it all.
Yeah, it took a little bit of convincing to Josh that he needed to come to the racetrack, and this is something that DQS needed to be interested in and whatnot. But the first time I took him to the racetrack, it didn't take long for him to just fall right in, just because of it, right? The enormity, the production that goes on at the racetrack every week, size, the sound, the people, and that platform being possibly extended as a marketing or a brand recognition platform for DQS was really all the recognition that Josh needed. When I introduced him to Cody, the message was that this is the guy that makes it all happen for the team, and so he can better explain some of the tangible that you can get off the back end by being a sponsor, and the fact that Cody, being from Ohio, I won't hold it against him, but being from Ohio, he's like us Michigan folks, and I knew that when I made that introduction, that they would immediately hit off, because I knew both of them, and I could tell that both individuals were kind of on the same wavelength.
Josh Morris, the CEO of DQS, that I met through Jason Wilson, Vice President of PBL. Come to some races, didn't know much about racing prior to us, and he was looking for some brand recognition. He does business with PBL. It kind of made sense to do it, and he fell in love with the people here, because we have great people at Niece Motorsports that are down to earth, blue collar, which is the same way that DQS was formed, right? It's down to earth, blue collar individuals that said, hey, I want to make a difference. I want to use my brain. I want to use my hard work and get where I want to go, no matter what the obstacle is in front of us. So I think he saw that and was like, wow, this is cool, and got to know more about the business side. And I was like, hey, I want to be an owner in this. And same as with JF Electric and Utilitra with Greg Fowler and Jonathan Fowler and James and Corey Dar. They like racing. They have a passion for it. Greg has an awesome car collection. He's a musclehead. He likes horsepower. He likes cars, and it made sense to be in this environment, in this arena, and he likes it. He's competitive, and he wants Niece to be better. And being able to bring all of them together, we all have the same core values of working hard and the love of racing and being competitive. It all makes sense on a business level, on an ownership level for their goals and what they want to achieve. There's just too much synergy to overlook. It just kind of made sense, and that's why we are who we are today, and the collective group that makes us up. Like, it really wasn't hard to put together. There was a lot of steps to it, but it really come very natural, and I think it fit everyone.
So Greg, racing, how did your interest in this thing begin?
Well, it probably started when I was a teenager and got interested in cars and was looking forward to getting my driver's license. So I started watching NASCAR on TV and became a big fan and been a fan ever since.
How many years ago was that?
A lot.
Josh, what about you?
I think it's two phases. So it started younger, watching NASCAR with Grandpa, and then Grandpa kind of passed right around the same time Dale passed, and so I kind of got out of it then. And then you drugged me back in to come sponsor this whole Niece thing, so that got me back into it again. So a funny story about, so when you kind of drug me back in, I was like, man, I don't, it's been so long, right? So I start playing NASCAR Heat, and I win Eldora in the dirt track, and I get promoted to trucks, and Niece was the team
Really?
that signed me on the game.
In the career mode. Yeah, so post sponsorship, now we're talking about ownership and whatnot. Here we are. So was there a thought process or a path that took you from sponsorship to the ownership?
Well, this is our second year being a sponsor here at Niece, and both Precision and DQS were sponsors last year as well as this year. We had a great relationship. We came to the races together, watched together, got to know each other, and and I found out Josh was looking at buying into Niece, and we reached out to him and became a partner with Josh.
And so after saying all of that, why specifically Niece? I'm sure that you guys have the opportunity to maybe go in other directions, or maybe there's other teams out there creating your own, but Niece Motorsports, here we are. Why Niece specifically?
I'll tell you what, there's something about a company that builds it from the ground up. It's not all the flash, it's not all the hoopla, it's just hardworking people that find a way to come together to get a job done. And for me, there's a lot of respect that goes into that. Obviously, building my company the same way. So, all the respect in the world to Phil and Cody and Al for what they built originally. And so for us to come in and just add to that, right? Enhance it, take it to the next level. I think that's why Niece for me.
I agree. Same with me.
Yeah, I think it's easy to recognize the culture that runs around in here and want to build upon that culture. It's different. So I hear where you guys are coming from, and it makes sense.
NASCAR is very unique. I think the branding opportunities, the business-to-business opportunities are tremendous. I think we saw this in Michigan, right? We were able to bring together JF, Precision, DQS, all together under one truck. But the reality is that we brought those companies together to work together in so many different forms and fashions along the way. And so you're able to do that with partner companies or companies that are coming and sponsoring, different trucks or different stock cars, and we're able to come together at this, carnival of business opportunities, which is so crazy because you don't really think of NASCAR like that, right?
Well, so if I'm hearing you correctly, NASCAR is a quote unquote vehicle.
Oh, 1,000%.
For the partnerships that have been created during the week. Yeah?
Yes.
Greg, sponsorship and ownership are two different things. And kind of the same question I just asked Josh, but in a different way. We probably accomplish those things through sponsorships, but ownership is the next level. What comes out of ownership that you wouldn't get out of sponsorship?
Well, in the ownership, you're part of the whole Niece. I mean, as a sponsor, we were more interested in our truck, how we did, how we performed. Now, as an owner, we're looking at how Niece is doing as a company, how all the trucks are doing. And
so instead of one vehicle, now you've got three vehicles.
Yes.
Quote, unquote. Does it carry the message?
Yes.
Josh Morris is, just a guy that made it. He's a guy that, was like the rest of us, who worked hard and finally probably said, hey, you know what? I don't want to work for the man, I want to be the man. And put his foot in the ground and went out, had a plan, had goals, executed it, and it's a self-made man, right? Which is really hard to do in this environment, in life nowadays. And he's done that. And I think Josh Morris is an innovator. I think he's an individual that will be a great support figure and leader for our company moving forward. I've enjoyed my time getting to know him over the last 2 years. I understand him more now than I ever have, and I'm excited about the future and being a partner with Josh Morris. Greg Fowler, oh man, just a good dude, solid. He's part of a long line of family members with Jeff Electric on the Fowler side. They have a company that's 100 years old, which is just remarkable if you really think about it. I look at the 10 years we've ran through the gauntlet here, and it's like, wow, that times 10, I can't imagine. So it's impressive what his family has been able to achieve and do and build in St. Louis. He's just a good person, down to earth, doesn't need the spotlight, doesn't need the microphone. He's very just no bullshit individual. He's not a pusher, he's not in your face, he's just kind of chill, right? And I like that side of it. I feel like with Greg Fowler and Josh Morris, I have the guy that's gonna push you and motivate you, and then I have the other guy that's gonna like have your back and support you and just chill, and it's all gonna be okay. And I think it's a good counterbalance. Greg loves racing, loves his family. I don't know if I know anyone that talks more proudly about his heritage and his family and JF Electric and Utilitra and his wife and his kids and his grandkids. Like, he's in that stage of his life where he's proud of probably everything he's done, and he should be, because it's badass. And he's also probably like long in the tooth and just trying to unwind and chill and look at the fruits of his labor and appreciate everything that's in front of him still. And I think that's cool, because I have the younger owner that is still pounding the pavement every day, and then I have the older owner that's just like, hey, I enjoy life and I want to do the right things, and I got your back and I support you, and has been through those things that Josh is going through now. And it's cool to see that dynamic, and I use it as a education moment for myself, like straddling that line, toeing the line, and maybe having some of that dog that Josh is and has, and fight and energy, because I'm still younger, but yet having the perspective of like of Greg, of hey, like, it's all gonna work out, we're gonna do the right things, we're gonna plan, we're gonna strategize, be smart here, and it'll be fine. So I'm in a really good spot, the company's in a really good spot. We're in good hands with the Fowler Group, with DQS. I'm very excited about the future. I'm hoping that we can deliver for all our entities, all our partners, our ownership group, and really not only win races, but really win as a company and be successful on the racetrack and in the business landscape, and make a splash and improve people's lives on the employment side, and do the right things. That's what it's about at the end of the day.